everybody, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be the first budget video of 2019. If you're new around here, my name is Shakema. I'm a single mom. I have 2 children that live at home and I have 2 adult children who do not live at home. I'm a single mom with a fur baby named Gracie, and we also have our fur grandbaby named Acro. So we are students of the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University, and we are going to be sharing with you over the 2019 year our Dave Ramsey zero-based budget plan. So I did want to do just a little bit of a 2018 recap. We have done extremely well. The Lord has been good to us. We finished up 2018 with having all of our bills paid. We have also been able to do a little bit of a debt snowball on our student loan. We currently have right at $6,000 worth of student loan debt that we intend to pay down as much as we can in the year of 2019. So if you've been following my journey for any length of time, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't, thank you so much for stopping by. I am one of those individuals who definitely believe in the budget. I do my budget faithfully every month. I post it here for people to view and potentially get some ideas on how they could work their budget. And I pray that the Lord has blessed you in your journey. One of the things that we did have, it wasn't really a big issue, but a small issue towards the end of the year. I've always given the Lord glory for what has happened in my budget. Based on what the numbers say and the amount of bills that I have, the monies, it should not make sense. They shouldn't gel together. But every month, it works out. It just all works out. God takes care of us. My kids and I have not been hungry one day in our lives. We may not have had as much as we have wanted to have, and we still do carry that student loan debt. But we live in our own home. We have one income that takes care of all of our needs, and we're thankful for that. So towards the end of the year, someone asked a question about child support. And I will say this and be very open and honest about it. When I first started doing budget videos, I didn't put child support into my budget because really that's my children's money. It belongs to them. Even though I manage it, it belongs to them. It's what their dad pays for their care. And I felt like it was private between them and their dad. But then somehow I kind of felt like it wasn't an accurate representation of what did come into the house. So then I started to include child support into our budget. One of the things that I do not do is depend on the child support, because there may be some months where it comes and some months where it doesn't come. And I need to make sure that all of my bills can be paid on my salary, my paycheck, what I make as an individual. So if it comes, we put it in the actual category. We do not put it in the budgeted category. With that being said, there was still slight negativity behind it. And here's what I have to say about that, and I'm not going to address it anymore in these videos. These children are our responsibility. Whether we're married or not is irrelevant, and it's really our business. But there is a certain amount of responsibility when you have children that you do what is right by those children. Now, I could depend on government assistance to help me with my children, because I am a single parent. However, that has not been my testimony. They have a dad, and he does work, and it is his responsibility to take care of his portion of their care. I take care of the majority of their care. I take care of their health insurance, their life insurance, their eyes, their ears, their nose, all of it. That's my portion. So it is the expectation of myself and them that he do his portion. We don't ask for any additionals after he pays what he's supposed to pay. And honestly, it was a very tough decision to go that route. It took me about 4 years to decide to go that route because we were not getting any support. So it really was my income. So I just wanted to make that one little thing clear. He doesn't bail me out of any situations because I pay all of my bills using my paycheck. If and when money does come through, then we allocate it where it needs to be allocated for my children's care. And that is pretty much how we're going to handle 2019. So I've tried to decide if I'm going to leave it in or take it out because the negative really just bothers me. However, what comes in this house, we allocate for. And I feel it is right to put it in the budget. If it comes. In the month of December, we did not receive one dime, one penny of child support. Nothing. And the Lord still made a way for us through generous gifts by friends, food donations came in, just different things that God did to help my family. And we were thankful for that. So that wraps up 2018, and it also wraps up that little piece of housekeeping. And now we're going to commence with our 2019 zero-based budget. Okay, you guys, so here is our budget sheet. We have been using the MYMT Personal Budget Worksheet, tracking weekly expenses. I found this on Google. I just did a Google search, and this budget worksheet came up. It should be linked down in the description box below if you are looking for it. It does do a direct download into Microsoft Excel, or it will allow you to open it in Google Sheets. So if you're interested in this budget worksheet, check the description box below. So this is my personal budget worksheet or my spending plan for January 2019. This sheet is broken down into several categories. My first category is an income category. Now, when you first use this sheet, it doesn't have these income categories. These are mine. So you can change these. It will allow you to edit on this first sheet. And what you edit on the first sheet will become visible on the weekly sheet. So it does week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and into week 5 expenses. And so that is all editable on this first page. If for some reason you want to figure out how to work the page, it will give you some instructions on the sheet, on the tab at the bottom that says read me, how to use this sheet. So here it is, some instructions on monthly file maintenance, data entry, catalog maintenance, and then your current budget month. So it's here if you are interested in how to use it. It is there. I usually just start on the personal budget worksheet page because I've already been using it for over a year now. My income categories I have are payroll deposit, kids deposits, YouTube or Google AdSense, travel reimbursements, unexpected gifts, monies, blessings, funds transfers. This sheet has two main categories or main lines. You have a budgeted category, and then you have actually what came in. So my payroll deposit, which deposits for me before January 1st or even before December 31st, I'm a once a month paid employee. We get paid the last working day of the month. So I got paid December 21st. However, because this is my January paycheck or the money I'm using to allocate for January, I won't get paid again until January 31st. So I don't do anything with my payroll until till December 31st. This money is intact in my banking account. If I have to move it out of my checking account into my savings account just so I don't touch it, I do that. However, that was not the case. I knew that this was my January money because technically between the 21st of December and the 31st of January is roughly about 5.5 to 6 weeks without an actual paycheck. So I just budget in and wait until the last day of the month before I pay bills so that I can make sure all of my January bills are paid. My payroll dumped in at $2,903.40. That's all I'm making. That's all. That is what I made for my January bills. Thankful for that amount. So once you put in all of your budgeted income amounts, it will total for you The reason I do not put any additional monies here, kids deposits are not stable. We don't know if they're coming or not. They were stable for a long time. Now we're in an unstable pattern. If I budget in for kids deposits here, but I run short on my actual amounts, then I can't pay my bills. So I only budget in for kids deposit if they actually come in. YouTube AdSense payments are the same. I've never received the same amount of YouTube money, if I receive money at all. Thank you so much for those of you who watch the videos, who like the videos, who share the videos. That helps us bring in some income into our family to help us. But I never put that into the budgeted because I never know what it's going to be. If I get anything, which usually around the 3rd to the 4th week of the month, I will put it into the actual. Travel reimbursements usually kick out about 4 to 6 weeks after this month, so I don't put them in here, especially if I don't travel, because I do get reimbursed to travel for my job. And then any unexpected monies, blessings, funds transfer is if I have to move money out of my emergency fund or my Christmas fund or whatever like sinking fund I have, I'll transfer it here and then I'm able to put that in. But right now, the only thing I'm allocating for is my payroll deposit, which is $2,903.40. It's about $35 less than it was last month. And I've looked on my payroll sheet and I can't figure out where the discrepancy is, but I'm going to go back and look because it should be the same. I know, well, I got paid for 21 and a half days and that might be the reason, because normally I think my last paycheck was for 22 days. So that might be where the $35 net is missing. So I'll have to go back and check. So with that being said, I go past my income and now I have my expenses category. Under my living expenses, I have mortgage, electric, water, telephone, internet, household, repairs, homeowners insurance, a homeowners association, and then lawn care. This is where I took a little bit of a hit this month, or I will in January, because some things have happened. So my mortgage didn't change. It's $909.95. I will find out if I paid enough into escrow in January to know whether my mortgage payment will go up for next year or if I'll get a refund because I overpaid in escrow, so I don't know that. $909.95. Last month, my electric was $92. This month is $219.73. So we're talking about almost $130 some odd dollar difference. Here's what I'm believing that has happened from the hurricane. We're paying now for all of the residuals that came from Hurricane Florence, Hurricane Michael, and then the winter storm that we had. I saw a video, it wasn't a video, it was an article on Facebook that said Duke Energy, which is where I have utilities, are in 2019 going to propose another rate hike. So we don't even know if this is going to be it, because my bill traditionally is not more than 100. I mean, it's been maybe over 150 a handful of times since I've been in this house in 3 years. 219, I haven't seen that number in I don't know how long, but that's what I was dealt with this year. So I know that's what the article said, is that they were billions of dollars where they could not take on the expense. So they were putting it onto us some kind of way, the customers. So anywho, for the month of January, my electric bill is $219.73. So we are going to try to winterize a little bit more. I'm going to put up some additional curtains to the windows, all the windows, to help keep as much heat in. We do keep our heat low in the evenings when we're in bed. We keep it about 68 just so it's not kicking on all the time. But we are going to try to recoup some of this here. My water bill, I had not gotten it in when I did this at the time, but I do believe it's like $53. Or it's $52 and some change. So I'm rounding it to 53 just for right now. So 53 for water bill, which is about average. My telephone bill, so normally I would pay my son's phone bill this month, and that would be at $225. But because my utility bill was almost $130 more, I asked him if he would mind picking up his phone bill for January, and he said he would. The reason I pay his January phone bill is because he pays my car insurance for the 6-month period. And to pay my portion of that car insurance, it costs me about 4 months worth of his phone bill to pay. So I don't do a sinking fund for my car insurance, which I probably should. This just works out for us with no problem. I just pay it all around. 4 months of his phone bill takes care of 6 months of my car insurance, because they won't let us pay with 2 separate credit cards for his part and my part. My internet, which is all I have, is $69.99. I do not have cable. We just have internet. The handy household repairs, we have not done any of those because there has not been money in the budget for that. Really, all I really need done is paint, and the kids and I can do that with no problem. We do have extra paint in the garage from when we first bought the house, so I can use that paint, but right now that's not a project we're going to tackle. My homeowners association, I will get a bill in the mail for my 2019 homeowners fees, which is $180 for the year, but I haven't received that yet, so I have not allocated for that. And then my lawn care does not start up again until April, so no need to worry about that. Now my regular payments, which I have under regular payments, start with my student loan, which is $156.10. That's my minimum balance. Right now I'm trying to focus on debt snowballing that student loan, but I can only do that when I have additional income come in. So right now there's no additional income to pay more than the minimum, so I am allocating $156.10 for that minimum payment. My Amazon Prime is $13.02. PureFlix, which is a Christian version of Netflix, is $7.99. My Healthways gym is $25. My Kids and I Taekwondo for 3 of us is $3.25. And then my CCRDU, which is my online Bible study, is $50. Right now under food expense, I have $0 for groceries, particularly because I put in groceries after I allocate for all of my bills. And January is going to be a low spend month for us, so I will allocate grocery money. There's a Super Doubles coming up at Harris Teeter that I will try to get in on. If I can get household items and any keto friendly items, I will budget for that, but it's still going to be a low spend because I am not allocating any money in for child support. I'm just not going to put in for it because I don't know if I'll get it, and then something will go lacking and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm only allocating for the monies that I have. So no food expense just yet. Under personal expense, I have personal care, hair care, clothing, doctors, dentists, prescriptions, miscellaneous kids, miscellaneous house, travel, recreational, entertainment, then Gracie. The reason I'm budgeting in $60 for Gracie is because I buy her food for the month, which is about $40 some, but I'm now splitting that expense with Shakema for Acro. We buy one really big bag, costs about $55 for the big bag, which is about a little less than $30 each for us. And then Gracie has to get some flea meds, and she also has to get a Bordetella shot. So I'm planning in $60 for her. She'll get a bath probably in February. We were going to do a bath this time, but we're not. And I'm clipping her nails at home, so we don't have to worry about her nails getting too long. And I didn't budget any money in for Acro because Shakema puts his money on a card that I can use to pay his portion of whatever his expenses are. So she just has a little card for me that we have through the bank. She loads the money and then I pay whatever he needs. For gas or auto, I have in $120, which is my normal, that I usually budget in. I just got my oil changed in December. I don't need any repairs or any tire replaced right now. I will need to get my license done in February, but for right now, I do not need that expense. My church tithe and offering is $500. That's off my gross. I do tithe off of my gross income before I bring in my net income. We do a ministry that we partner with for $30. And I'm not putting anything towards emergency fund right now, gifts or blow money. So let me roll back up and share with you this one thing. I did get a comment about thrifting, And why would I thrift when I can't pay my bills? Well, clearly with my budget, all the bills are covered. I'm just not debt snowballing as of yet. And sometimes my grocery budget is a little lower than what I would like for it to be. I am in a happy place anywhere between $300 and $400 a month for groceries. It's typically because the kids and I are doing keto, and sometimes you have to get different items that cost a little bit more than your normal items that you would find that are maybe a little bit more processed. Sometimes your produce is a little bit more expensive. So with that being said, I have to thrift for things like clothing or shoes, or different things. If I were to go to a regular store and pay for clothing full price, I would not be able to pay all of my bills. Typically, I know Jackson and I were looking at a sweater that I wanted for Christmas. It was $19 just for the sweater. I could go to the Goodwill and find the same sweater for $4.98 or $4.89. So I know that thrifting may seem like a luxury, which it's not. We thrift for clothing, coats, shoes, boots, and those types of things. It helps me keep my budget low. There are times when I do have a line item for this and I'm able to get a few more things, but it's not normal for us. So I wanted to hit that really quickly to make sure that that was understood. So right now, all of my bills being paid leaves me with $253.62. So where do I allocate that money? Well, I have not allocated in any grocery money. So I'm going to go back up and allocate in grocery money at 253 point, let's see what the number was. 253.62. And that should give me a zero-based budget. I have accounted for exactly $2,903.40, which gives me a zero-based budget, which is my total income subtract total expense. So let me go back up and make sure that I didn't leave something out that needed to be in here. Everything looks like it has been accounted for. I'm actually going to take out Weight Watchers because we don't do Weight Watchers anymore, so I'm taking that out. This may be something like, I'm going to put in here Sam's/Costco. I don't go to Sam's and Costco very often, but sometimes I can get coconut flour or, something there. So I'm actually going to change my groceries from $253.62 to $203.62. And then I'm going to put in $50 for Costco or Sam's just in case. We get bacon bits from there. We get almond flour from there. It's cheaper than buying it at Walmart. So that may be something that we can do. I may not shop at Sam's or Costco at all and just put it all back into my grocery budget, which is totally fine as well. Hair care. I actually did Alana's hair this past month. I just washed it and pressed it real good. So I'm not going to send her to the hair shop. Right now, I don't owe any doctor's bills. I have no miscellaneous kids expenses. We don't have any tournaments coming up just yet. We are not traveling this next month. And so, again, I am now at a zero-based budget, allocating for the $2,903.40. So there it is, you guys. Our January 2019 budget. It is all on paper. It's in the books. It's in the bag. And I'm happy and pleased with this process. So let me just give you a few things to think about. Your budget is your budget. You can allocate your funds wherever you need them to be. Dave Ramsey does say to make sure that every penny is accounted for, every dime is accounted for. Give your money a name. When you do that, you're able to tell your money where to go. With that being said, realize that certain things come up. You may need less grocery money and you may be able to take some funds and put it towards something else. If that is the case, just allocate for it. These budget categories are pretty firm because these are the ones that I have used all the time. But there may come something may come up that I need to make an adjustment for, and I reserve the right to do that. Me sharing my budget with you doesn't give anybody else the authority to tell me how to spend my funds. It's just, hey, this is what I'm doing. Think about it. Maybe it'll help you. Just like I can't spend your funds for you. This is what has worked for us in the past. Again, the only debt that I have is my student loan. And as God is my witness, I'm going to be gazelle intense as I can moving forward into 2019. I really want to get that debt paid off. And I hear the stories about people who pay off $100,000 in a year. I don't know how they're doing that, but I'm going to learn, because I only owe $6,000 and I really want to be able to pay that off, because I need a van and I'm going to be trying to save up for the van after I pay off the student loan. So again, your budget is your budget. You have to make it work for you and your family. If you haven't done a budget and you're thinking about it, just start with writing down what you're bringing home and what some of your major bills are. I use cash for my groceries and I use cash for Gracie. I know Shakema, if I swipe my debit card, I'm going to be in trouble. So I try not to do that. I just try to do cash, and I do online bill pay. Works out so well for me, and we are good. I know some people say progress, not perfection, and I think that works out. There were times when the kids and I didn't have any money for groceries, or $25 a week was all we could afford. We're not at that place any longer. We do have some that we can allocate, and I'm thankful for that. I probably should have put in that food category for super doubles. So I may actually go back in and change that and do half for Costco and Sam's, and then do 25 for super doubles, because I always shop super doubles so I can get my household body wash. If I'm making better food choices, I'm going to incur more expense. So I have to allocate for that. But I can get all of my household laundry soap, dishwashing tabs, body wash, shampoos. I can get all of those during super doubles and spend less money, because my groceries budget includes all of my household items. I don't have a separate category for that. So I may go back in and tweak this as I'm going along. So at the beginning of the second week of the month, I will come back and give you an update on the first week of the month. I know I missed a couple in December. Sometimes it just gets away from me. Vlogmas took up way more time than I had anticipated, and I was not able to get a lot of videos out. But the budget is important to me, and I know people have questions. How can you do it as a single mom? I'm doing it. Am I living high on the hog? Absolutely not. But all the bills are paid. The kids have what they need. We are not hungry. None of that. And all of that has come from using this system. Last thing I'll say is I watched a video with Sarah from Our Tribe of Many and her husband Solo, who talked about budgeting, and he mentioned Dave Ramsey and his plan. I follow Dave Ramsey's plan to the best of my ability. However, there may be times, Dave Ramsey says, don't borrow from any other category to pay for something else. But I know that I can coupon and get my grocery budget really, really low if I shop at my normal grocery store. So I may say, okay, this week I only have 40. I know I have $50 allocated, but the kids need something for homeschool, or, we had a event at church and I needed to buy something extra for that, or we needed to pay something, the Lord told me to give a gift to this family who needed $10 of gas or something. I can't tell you what those things are, but I know that I can meet those needs in different places, so I am able to shift my budget in and out. I keep this budget running so that I know what is coming in and out, but as the executor of this budget, or the committee of this budget, since I'm just a budget committee of one, I know where I can move things around. I'm the free spirit and the nerd. If the Lord tells me to give a gift, I'm giving a gift. It just doesn't matter what. I'm going to find it some kind of way. But I'm also going to be able to continue to feed my family, because God has been gracious to me, and I'm thankful for that. So anywho, I hope that budget was helpful for you. If you have any questions about how we do something, or as a single mom, single parent, because there may be some single dads out there, how you can do it. And if I'm able to answer that, just leave me a comment down below. Be happy to answer what I can. I'm probably going to do another budget Q&A. So if you have questions about that, just leave me a comment down below. And we wish you the best on your 2019 journey. Just write some goals down. You don't have to do it like me. You don't have to use this sheet. If you're good with a pencil and a paper, write it down. Just get started some kind of way. That's how I started. I just got started. So there it is. Thank you guys again so much for stopping by our channel. We are blessed to have you, and we're blessed by you. And we'll see you next budget video. Bye now.